Welcome to your first instructional video. Today, you're going to be taking notes about my expectations for your note-taking. You should have your composition book open to the first page, and you should title it Note-Taking Expectations. My expectation when you're taking notes is that you summarize. You do not write down every word that I have written down or every word that I say. Using your own words when taking notes is actually a great way to form your own understanding. If all you're doing is copying down what I've said or what I've written, you're actually not forming those connections and getting that understanding. So use your own words. You need to make sure that you write clearly. Sometimes this is difficult, especially if I'm going through a concept quickly. Your notebook is going to be graded. It's going to be a large portion of your notebook and project grade. So you need to make sure that it is clear and I can read it. Okay? If you need to pause the video, if you need to rewind and rewatch a section so that you get good notes, that's fine. But you must make sure that your notes are legible and organized. To help with organization, you should be using indentations. When I begin a new concept, okay, when I begin a new theme or a new piece of information, you should indent that and go all the way to the left side of your paper. When I start to talk more and give you more information on that piece of material, then you're going to indent, you're going to push it over to the right just a little bit, so that when you come back to review, you know that, oh, this is an indentation, that's my title, and then this is information about indentations, and this is even more detailed information. Okay? The more detailed information you get, the further to the right you indent. There are some expectations I have that are strictly for math. Okay? Each chapter, lesson, or assignment needs to be clearly labeled at the top. So this one should be labeled Note-Taking Expectations. Each page should be numbered. You're going to have a table of contents, and you need to fill that out with each assignment and each lesson so that when you go to review, you don't have to flip through your whole composition book to find the lesson you need to look at. You should have notes on all typed material and at least one example per concept. So for each concept, I might give you multiple examples, and this is going to get messy since I'm trying to write with a mouse. If I give you 2 plus 3 equals 5, and I also go in and give you another example and say 8 plus 7 equals 15, I'm not necessarily expecting that every example I give you is written down, but you need to have at least one example. I highly recommend you using colored pencils or highlighters or different pens, some way to make those different concepts or vocabulary or important examples that you feel you might need to go back to stand out, so that when you go to review, you don't have to look at a solid page of text that looks all the same. You can look at it and you can say, oh, I've highlighted these 3 things. I know that's what I really got to look at. That's what's important in these concepts. Or maybe that's what I forgot and then I came back and I highlighted it so I would remember it next time. Okay. Sometimes your note-taking will be a little bit slower than the video. You always have the option to rewatch the video, pause the video, rewind it, just to make sure that you get everything written down clearly and organized neatly. This is the end of your first video. Hopefully you have good notes. If you need to, feel free to go back and finish with anything you missed. Thank you.